A quiet corner of U.S. trade policy has vanished overnight, and the ripple effects will reach nearly every online shopper. The de minimis tariff exemption, once a technical footnote, allowed millions of low-value parcels to enter the country tax-free each day. As of August 29, 2025, that exemption is gone. So what was it? De minimis is Latin for about things too small to matter. In customs law, it meant that if a shipment was valued below a set dollar threshold, customs inspectors waved it through without collecting duties. The threshold existed since the 1930s, but the game changer came in 2016 when Congress lifted it from $200 to $800. Pair that with the e-commerce boom, and a loophole turned into a superhighway. The numbers tell the story. De minimis parcels jumped from 134 million in 2015 to more than 1.36 billion in 2024, over 4 million packages a day. Fast fashion platforms such as Shein and Temu built entire business models around it, shipping single items straight from factories to U.S. doorsteps and sidestepping tariffs in the process. That ends now. An executive order signed by President Donald Trump scrapped the $800 threshold for every country, fast-tracking a phase-out that Congress had delayed until 2027. The rollout began with China and Hong Kong in May, then broadened worldwide on August 29th, leaving businesses just months, sometimes weeks, to adjust. Why the sudden move? The White House cited two main concerns: security and safety. According to the Department of Homeland Security, roughly 90% of cargo seizures in fiscal 2024, including counterfeit goods, narcotics, and fentanyl, originated in de minimis shipments. Because these parcels skipped detailed screening, officials argued they were an easy channel for illegal products. Fair competition. Domestic retailers paid duties on bulk imports. Foreign sellers using de minimis did not. A House report estimated that Shein and Temu alone accounted for more than 30% of all de minimis packages. U.S. brands claimed this undercut prices and cost American jobs. The previous administration had also warned that goods made with forced labor could slip through the gap. The impact is immediate and widespread. Prices at checkout. One 2025 study projected the end of de minimis would cost U.S. consumers at least $10.9 billion a year, about $136 per family. Low-income households, which rely more on inexpensive imports, are expected to feel the greatest pinch. Small global sellers. Independent artisans on Etsy, eBay, and similar platforms often send one-off items to U.S. buyers. Many have already paused American orders while they figure out how to collect and remit tariffs. A Canadian bridal accessories maker, who counts the U.S. for 70% of her sales, called the change devastating. Big brands. Multinationals weren't immune. Tapestry, the parent of Coach and Kate Spade, warned investors of a $160 million hit to annual profit. Analysts flagged similar headwinds for Lululemon and other apparel names. Fast fashion titans. When the rule ended for China in May, Shein and Temu hiked prices and saw U.S. daily active users drop. Both are now racing to open American warehouses so they can import in bulk, clear customs once, and ship domestically. Logistics, too, are in flux. Postal services in several countries temporarily halted U.S. shipments to reprogram systems for tariff collection, creating what some freight executives called pandemonium. In the short term, that chaos could benefit big-box retailers like Amazon and Walmart, whose vast U.S. distribution networks already handled taxed bulk imports. For policymakers, the end of de minimis is framed as closing a loophole. For businesses and consumers, it is a fundamental rewrite of cross-border commerce. Goods that once sailed through customs unexamined will now face the same duties and paperwork as any other import. Prices will adjust, supply chains will reroute, and the online shopping experience many Americans take for granted will evolve in real time. In other words, a rule most people had never heard of just changed how 1 billion packages move around the planet, and we're all about to feel it.